Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at Meguiar's Ultimate Ceramic Coating, which is quite a long time coming from these guys. They've had ceramic-y things here and there. They had the hybrid line, they've had some professional products, liquid wax, sort of a spray sealant slash detailer, and then a coating for a smidge, and then it disappeared, and then they brought it back with this one, and then they had the hybrid paint coating, which I still have not seen in stores around here. But basically today's video is the beginning of a long-term real-world test, including this guy and 5 products, 4 of which are in front of us right now. One of them is being kept a mystery for a bit until we do like a 1 month or so update. I wanted to see how it held up against these guys for a month, and obviously through the whole test. But I wanted to just put it on there and let you guys guess, and you can come back and determine whether or not you got it right after a month or so. But if you haven't seen the short, which I put up today, there is already some discrepancies and degradation, and the product I'm having an issue with is the Meguiars. It is not Meguiars' fault. I put the products on the paint on Sunday night. I finished around 10 p.m. and by about 6:30, 7 o'clock roughly, when I left to go to work, I hit rain. I thought I had a clear enough forecast to not hit moisture, but I hit moisture. So it was within the 24 hours, which is a no-no for this product. It is, you follow the rules, no ifs, ands, or buts. If they say no water in 24 hours, no water in 24 hours. People have commented saying that they're having great performance after letting it go 24 or 48 without getting wet. So definitely one of those products where you have to follow the rules. Goes against it in the sense that all these other products were applied under the same conditions. They got wet in the same amount of time, and not one of these ones, including the mystery one, are having any issues. So something you have to consider if you are an outside detailer, if you don't have the ability to go 24 hours without getting your car wet, if you have to drive it every day or what have you, not the right product for you. Something else in their lineup or a competitor's lineup is going to be more your jam. But if I haven't done it already, I should be overlaying the application footage and prep. Panel was polished with Optimum Hyper Polish, which is water based, so it doesn't have like an oily residue to remove. You can actually panel wipe it with just water. I still use the homebrew panel wipe, and the reason I chose that is it isn't made by any of these brands, so you know it's not really a thing. But in case somebody wanted to have that angle, like, you know, I'm using Meguiar's polish and the Meguiar's product does really well, then it's like, well, you use their products to help it. So I took that out of the equation, and I don't have any like made like retail panel wipe at the moment. I've run out, so I'm using homebrew, which isn't always as strong. So I figured use a polish that doesn't need panel wipe, and then I'm safe to use a wipe down with a wet cloth and a panel wipe anyways after, just to make sure. And as you can see from the water performance later on, it worked because the Cquartz Lite is doing just great, no problems. So as far as application goes, this one I think I had a bit too much on the applicator. It's deceiving how much comes out of these types of triggers, and it was definitely too much for the panel. Typically I use the applicator to soak up any excess and then work it in and then buff it off, and this is definitely a work in product. You have to work it quite a lot, like way more than other products. So again, the application is a little tedious. You know, Cquartz Lite is apply it and remove it, and it's grippy to remove, but it's straightforward. As long as you don't let it sit too long, like really 10 seconds max, wipe it off. If you're having a really hard time removing it, maybe you need to use a little bit more, but otherwise, wipe on, wipe off. 4 hours later, it can get wet. It's already ahead of this when it comes to ease of use. which is kind of shocking because it's a full-blown coating. Rapid Ceramic was probably the easiest to use. It was insanely slick and really easy wipe off. And the atomizing trigger they have is insanely fine mist. So highly recommend it for the application. And in the hydrophobics, it is working quite well. Everything was applied, as you'll see, around 77 degrees Fahrenheit, which is like 21, 22-ish, 23 Celsius roughly. So well within a good temperature range. Again, prep was done properly. Jimbo's was just a bit behind this. Still really easy to use. A little more buffing. If you put it on a bit too thick, it can be a little streaky, but very minor. 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, let's put it that way. This would be like a 6 out of 10, and this is like a 4 out of 10 if I had to give it one. But I'm going to rectify this by... I have the tape lines outlined sort of in the hood. I'm going to remask this section, strip it, reapply it, and let it sit all weekend long in the garage coming up. So it'll be 1 week behind, basically. It's the only compromise. I'm not going to strip the entire hood and redo all of these. We can just say, if this one lasts 1 week longer, then you can say it lasts the same amount of time. The other ones are, yeah, they'll have a 1 week head start. Whoop-de-doo. This has also been applied to a test panel with some other products, including these, in the garage, and it's up here hanging to cure for 2 weeks before getting a chemical test. I'm also doing a gloss panel with these three as well in that test. So the video review for this will include these compared against each other under the exact same circumstances, plus a couple other products thrown in on the hydrophobic test because I have 5 slots. So we'll look into that as well. So that's coming up. The heck is this? Garbage. So that's coming up, and that will be, 2 weeks, give or take. I did the prep for that 2 days ago, a day ago. Monday. I did it on Monday. So basically Monday night will be the test filming. So if I get it done in time and I edit it fast enough, I will make the video that night as well. I realized in the previous video I did that my editing was not quite up to snuff. I cut some sections poorly and I didn't line things up as well. I finished that video at like 2:30 in the morning because I was down here until about 11:30, 12 doing the washing test, and I was having a really hard time. I had too many videos on the go on my phone, and I was running out of space, so I was like having to like move things off the phone to make space so that I could edit it, because when I move the photos or the files into my editing software, it creates a duplicate, so it doubles its size. So it like hogged up all the space. So hopefully it won't be up late and sloppy in the edits. My apologies. And thank you to everyone who's recently subscribed. It's like super awesome to see the numbers shoot up that much. I was genuinely shocked. Super appreciative. Definitely not wasted sub. I'm going to make sure I keep trying to put out some relevant content. Make sure you tell me what you want to see in the comments or the email. Like, I don't care what it is. Just send it. I will read it. I want to make sure that I'm putting out videos that you guys actually want to watch, because I think the YouTube card detailing scene is a little, it's a little lacking right now. There's a lot of laziness and, poor technique and poor methods and poor ideologies going on right now, and focusing on the wrong stuff. And like, yeah, there's more products than you could ever want right now, and the content is just not as good. I really miss the channel Wax Mode. He was kind of like an inspiration sort of for what I'm doing, but I've talked to him a few times in the past, and he's done with it. So I'm picking up his mantle, I guess, because it's kind of the same format. You don't stand in front of the camera thing. But let's stop the rambling and get to the hydrophobic stuff, and we will conclude afterwards. Okay, so as you can see, the Meguiars is slowing down a lot. It's flooding, it's sheeting slowish, and everything else is pretty much unfloodable to a point. You know, the Cquartz Lite, you all know what this is going to look like and what it's going to look like probably 5 months, 6 months from now. Jimbo's is doing really well. I'm really impressed with this. You gotta remember that you gotta watch the angles on the hood. The sides will move a little faster, but overall, I'm really impressed with this. And these guys have caught a lot of flack recently. Again, controversial application issues, like I've been saying here, bad technique, bad methodology. You're not applying the products properly. Yes, their pro coating had a very strict temperature window where it had to be used, and clearly people were working in unideal conditions or not the right conditions and drawing conclusions based on that. But hey, Cerakote, if you're watching, if you want to send me a thing and get it applied properly and have a proper test done, well, you know, emails in the thingy. But I'm really impressed. The application was great. The hydrophobics are great. It's very slick. If it lasts 4 months, that's a slam dunk for me, honestly, for what it costs. And the trigger's insanely high quality. You have this nice little blue thing here that stops it from spraying. It doesn't leak when you shake it. This one leaks when you shake it. So, yeah, I actually quite like this. I understand why there's like 16 million reviews on Amazon for this thing. So, and Jimbo's has been really good too. My only gripe with Jimbo's really was the fact that it was expensive. But again, that wasn't their fault. That they have a price, they sell it here. You want to buy it over there? Well, it's going to cost you. That's not his fault. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. It's the beginning of the journey, so please, if you haven't subscribed, to catch the updates. I'm thinking probably monthly or 3 monthly. I've usually done 3-month updates, but this one I'm gonna kind of play it by ear. I think if I see news or something after a month, then I'm probably gonna do it. I'm gonna try not to wash the car very often, just because that degrades it too. If I don't need to wash it, I'm not going to. We have some good weather coming up too, so hopefully I won't have to. But yeah. Anyway, thank you again for watching. See you in the next one.